All right, we're gonna. All right, we're gonna learn today about measuring length. The tools that we would normally use to measure length: a ruler, like this, or a meter stick, the long ones like this. That's typically what we will use in class. We also maybe use tape measures sometimes. Um, some of the first things you want to notice when you're measuring with a ruler or a meter stick, you want to notice that there's two different typical ways that we measure length. Um, I guess two different types of units. The metric units would be centimeters, which is along this edge, or the standard US units would be the inches. Okay, so this is 1 foot, 12 inches, or it's a little over 30 centimeters. And then a meter stick is 1 meter long, so that's 100 centimeters, and that's about 39, a little over 39 inches. In science class, we're always going to be using metric, so centimeters, millimeters, meters, and then if it was a really big distance, we'd be using kilometers. Okay, so just a couple of the tips to measuring something, and I'll use the meter stick. You want to make sure that you notice the end of the stick is at 0. So that's where you want to start your measurement from. Okay, like for this ruler, let's see if I can get a good view here. You notice that there's a 0 right there, but then there's a little bit of space to the end of the ruler. So you want to make sure you start at the 0 and not the end of the ruler. Okay, common mistake there. So the meter stick all the way at the end is the 0. So if I was going to measure this eraser, I'd make sure the eraser goes all the way to the end, so it's starting at 0. And then I'd go across and see that it is just under 6 centimeters. And it's important that you don't just like estimate and look, oh yeah, that's 6, when it's actually more like 5.9. It is important that you're as specific as possible with your measurements. That's just a good habit to get into. Let's try again. Here's a J-buck. So I make sure that the J-buck is lined up exactly with the 0 end of the meter stick. And then it goes all the way across. And again, it's not exact. It's a little bit over 10. It's more like 10.2 centimeters. 10.2 centimeters. So in other words, 10 centimeters and 2 millimeters. All right, so I think you guys have probably used rulers and meter sticks before for measurement. It's just a matter of you really have to be specific. If it's 10.2 or 10.3 centimeters, then make sure you're doing that. Another thing to be specific on is make sure you're using metric units. So you'll always be using millimeters or centimeters or meters, maybe kilometers.